Hey, I'm Veronica. How are you today? I am coming to you from Cotopaxi in Ecuador. I'm actually staying at the Tambopaxi Lodge. Maybe it's called Hostel Tambopaxi. You can actually see the Cotopaxi volcano behind me. Let's see it through the window. Ah, the light. Okay, it's gonna fade me out and hopefully fade that lovely volcano in. Ah, there it is. Look at how amazing that is. Seriously, it's right behind me. It's snow topped. And I did take a bike tour this morning. I took a ton of video footage on my GoPro. There is no Wi-Fi up there, so you're gonna have to wait a little while to see that footage. Let's try to find a nice spot to answer some questions. Tell you a little bit about my bike ride this morning. We took a private tour with the Biking Dutchman. They are awesome. Big shout out to them. And we drove up with bikes on the top. It's a very bumpy ride up. And the idea was we were supposed to drive up to a certain point and then hike for an hour up to this refuge where people stay until they kind of rest before going up Cotopaxi, the rest of it. Well, I only made it halfway up to the refuge, unfortunately. I'm not used to this altitude. It is super high up here. It is nothing like Chicago. So I tried my best, couldn't do it. But then we were biking on the way down, and I wasn't able to do the really difficult stuff. So I'm planning on manifesting being in more shape for the new year, being more athletic. That is what I am going to try to manifest. But I mean, it was amazing. It was really awesome to have a private tour. That way they could sort of accommodate my skill level. And I took a ton of footage on the GoPro. We'll be posting that. And for right now, I plan on taking some questions. If you're waiting for an email from me, I apologize. This lodge actually has a curfew at 11 p.m. at night. So they turn off the electricity and the Wi-Fi at 11 p.m. So didn't realize couldn't do work past that point. There hasn't been much time to do work anyway. A lot of places don't have Wi-Fi. I'm like out in the wild. There are actually wild horses outside of my window. I would get them on camera if I could. Okay, but if you are waiting for an email from me after this session, I plan on responding to a lot of emails, and I promise to definitely get to it if I haven't already. Okay, so let's take some questions. See if I can get that beautiful volcano behind me. Wish I could get it while I was talking. Oh. The light. Okay, let's take some questions. I'm a fan of your work. Thanks. Will Chan. Hi. How do you get your ex? Let's see. How do you get your? It's disappearing. How do you get your ex? Still a newbie at this Android thing. Can I wish them a happy birthday? We're not in contact for the last 3 months. He is not an ex. We are just friends. Yes. You can wish them a happy birthday. Now, I know in previous videos I've said absolutely don't make the first move, but I've come to realize that if you can send a happy birthday message without any attachments, it's basically the same thing as no contact. The point of no contact is to get into a relaxed state of mind, and a lot of times people are really not relaxed when they're having no contact, like they're super worried, and that kind of defeats the entire purpose of no contact. So I think that if it makes you feel good to wish them a happy birthday, it's their special day, why not? Definitely do it without any attachments, and what that means is if they don't respond, you're still okay, and you still know that everything can work out. A lot of times when someone sends a happy birthday message and they don't respond, then you start thinking that it's the end of the world or that things are never going to work out. And this is why so many people say no contact. How do we release feelings of guilt? I think that it's good to take small baby steps towards that, towards a better feeling, towards knowing that, you know, whatever happened in the past, there is an answer and there is a solution. And to have regrets about the past, and especially feelings of guilt, remember things can always be made up in the future. So don't get hung up on the past, because it can always change. Things can always change for the better, so keep that in mind. His B-Day is in a month. What if he contacts me before that? He absolutely could. That's why it's kind of silly to prepare the way to be not in contact, because who knows, he could contact you, things could be completely different before his birthday. So I always say live in the moment. Prepare what you're going to do right now. You don't have to prepare in advance, you know, for things being the same way they are right now. Peace, everyone. That's awesome. The other day was thinking of an ex from a while back. I saw him in the park that day. Awesome. Wow. I wish I knew how to scroll up. Can I scroll up? Because I just missed that. Oh, wait, I figured it out. Awesome. Okay. I saw him in the park that day, didn't speak as he was with his wife. Okay. Well, I think that it's interesting that you sort of happen to attract being in the same place at the same time. I think you did the right thing. Like, you don't want to necessarily be the first one to make any contact. And I think that beautiful moments can happen in the best possible way, and that you should always set your intention, which is happily thinking about someone, and let the universe do the rest. Let's see if I can get another question. Does attracting a specific person always work 100%? I think that we always attract what we believe to be true for our lives. And each one of us has different belief systems. So I could believe that it's possible for you, but unless you believe it's possible for you, it's not going to happen. So I always think that nothing is impossible, but what is it going to take for you to get into a state of really believing this can be real, this can be truth, and how long are you willing to wait? Because a lot of times some things take a little time. And I think that you should never be sitting around waiting. You should be sitting around living your life. And are you able to sort of have that goal? Just do your thing and let it come to you. And I think in that scenario, pretty much anything is possible. But, you know, I think that it takes a level of you believing it's possible. So I do think the universe is always going to respond to what you believe is true. But what everybody believes is true is everybody's going to have a different opinion on that. Okay. All right, I do apologize. I noticed somebody commented on my airplane video the other day that I looked yellow. I did look really yellow. That lighting was so awful. So I do apologize if any of this lighting is bad. I'm not in the controlled lighting environment. Don't go away. Oh, man, no. That's not what I meant to do. All right. I think I have to manifest your reply because you always ignore. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't do it on purpose. Send it again. I certainly didn't mean to ignore you. I wonder if it's going to my spam mail. That does happen, unfortunately. But I do try to respond to every single email that comes to me. Keep in mind, though, I get a lot of emails, and I do try to personally respond, at least respond to as many as I can. So whoever that was, I hope that I find your email, and I hope that I do respond to it. Because I don't know which one it is right now. But try sending it again. It could have gone to my spam mail. I want to manifest good health for my father. That's an interesting one. Because, you know, your father is obviously also in control of his life. But obviously you want good things for him too. So I think that you can sort of send him supportive, loving energy. You can sort of see him as being able to do things that a healthy person would do. And you can also be sort of his cheerleader in a sense. Like, you can be a good example of what living mindfully and what living positively is about. So I think that being a good example, setting that standard, trying to be as healthy as you can be, and figuring that it'll rub off on him, because his thoughts obviously are the ones that are sort of manifesting for his experience, but you are also in his experience. I'm going to switch locations, see if it's any better. Oh, wait. Oh, it's so pretty. Ah, it's a panoramic view. Ah, it's so pretty here. They have lovely meals, too. I love this lodge. I'll be leaving them a good review. How can I manifest someone quitting drinking and smoking? It's in the same way. See them as a healthy person. See them as someone who deserves a better life. Who deserves to be able to overcome their demons. But again, you can't before they actually are ready. But you can believe in them, and you can be supportive to them, and you can be their own cheerleader. My ex and I had seen each other, and things seemed good. However, we met again, and things were kind of cold and short. Manifest or let go? Well, the interesting thing is that manifesting really is letting go. Letting go is feeling things in a state of peace, in a state of love, in a state of possibility. So I think that sometimes relationships take longer to keep, and that's okay. And never get discouraged if this is someone that you want in your life again. Believe that things can come about at the right and perfect time. Believe that there is a time and place for that. And don't get discouraged. Don't get yourself in a defeated place. try to believe that that time will come about in the right way, and believe in yourself. Believe that you have a future with this person, even though you had sort of a crappy moment that didn't seem very encouraging. It can turn around. It doesn't have to stay that way. I manifested my crush following my Instagram. How can I manifest? How can I manifest actual contact? Well, by seeing it as possible. Let's manifest things that we believe are truth in our life. So if you believe that you can actually have more, that's possible, that it's part of your story. You know, we experience things that we believe we are. So again, everything that you want to manifest, every single goal starts with a belief in you. What you consider yourself to be, what kind of experiences you think that you're worth, and you think that you're able to have. So really dig deep within yourself and your beliefs about you. Whether you're trying to manifest a specific person, a job, money, I mean, it all goes in the same way. What you think can be true for your life, what you believe yourself to. Oh, someone said thank you for everything. You're welcome. I'm glad I can help. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. Wishing you the best. Let's see. Is it wrong to manifest someone who's taken? Well, I think it's up to you. I mean, I think we all have a different set of what is right and wrong. And if your heart is connected to someone, then I don't think that it's ever wrong to try to manifest being with them. But I think that you have to give things a chance, give things a moment to happen. Like, you can't force or push or try to force them to be with you before they're ready to be with you. You have to let them come to you of their own free will, obviously, in their own moment that they want it to happen. So I would just imagine it, believe it to be truth, and go ahead with the things in your life that you already have. How to attract someone who is treating me bad? Well, I always think that if someone is literally treating you badly, you should kind of take a step back from that person. I think you shouldn't give much energy to them. You should sort of set an intention, like say, well, I deserve more from this person, and I believe it can change, but I'm not going to sit around and let them treat me badly until it does change. I am going to set the standard for myself, which means that I deserve better than this, and I am not going to accept anything less. And I think sometimes you have to remove yourself from a situation, and that isn't giving up on a person. It's not saying you no longer want to be with them. It's saying that you set your standards very high. I manifest a text from my ex, but it's not the text that I want. Yeah, you can eventually manifest that text that you absolutely want. You have to give it a chance. Everything happens in its right and perfect timing, and it just wasn't the right time for that text that you wanted, and that's okay. Like, just be glad that you heard from them, and just imagine that it's possible to actually hear from them in a better and a different way. How do I attract the person who's known by lots of people? Well, like a famous person. They're no different than anybody else. So you could just believe, again, in truth. It's like you're writing the story of your life. You are writing what you believe you can have, what you believe is possible for you to experience. So you need to get into a good mindset. What do I believe I'm worth? What kind of experiences do I think I'm going to have? What do I think about all day long? Where does my mind wander? Because a lot of times these random thoughts that we think are just useless are actually the ones that are creating the substance of our experiences. So remember, your thoughts are important. This doesn't mean to try to micromanage your thoughts or control your thoughts, but definitely try to stay in a relaxed state of mind. That's why meditation is so powerful, visualization is so powerful, because it can get you into a state of belief and relaxation and fun. And don't forget to go have fun. Like, even if you're not able to travel, like, you can do things within your area. You can connect with new people, you can meet new people, you can spread love, you can share love and laughter and happy val. Okay, so in that scenario, I would mostly focus on yourself and say, I deserve someone who is actually going to be emotionally available for me. And again, if you have to take some distance from this person and say, you know what, I want to be with you when you're ready to be with me on the level that I deserve, but I'm not going to sit around trying to get there. I think a lot of times we are scared that the person will never get there, so we're willing to settle for less. and sort of wait around in that way. But if you can like cut the cord and stay strong and say, you know what, I deserve the best, and this person can, if I set an ultimatum in this way, this person will actually respond to it because I am that wonderful. They don't want to lose me. Let's see. Try and answer another question. I'll answer a couple more. Then I got to get to my emails. So like I said, if you're waiting for an email, they'll probably come within the next hour. It depends on how backed up I am. I think I'm backed up now, so that'll give you an example of where I'm at. Look, there's a Christmas tree behind me. What if the person is also having a good time? Well, you think about me, sure. I think a lot of times we think that the specific person has to be miserable, or otherwise they don't need us. They can be having a good time and still need you, because you can imagine that you are that important, that even if they're having the best time, that maybe still incomplete because you're not there. I think a lot of times that you discount yourself and you have to be miserable, or otherwise they won't use you. Believe that you can enhance their life, not be the substance, which is the best kind of relationship anyway. Do we have another question? I'm waiting. I'll take the next one that pops up. A 1.5 year long distance relationship. He never said he loves me. I want it said many times. I feel like I want to scream it out. Okay. If someone is not saying I love you, again, work on your idea of yourself. In your head, I love you. Ask yourself which one you are imagining more and which one feels more like truth. But you have to see yourself as someone worthy of that kind of love, that kind of appreciation. I'll take their question. I think that's one. That's weird. For those of you saying that this isn't happening or that this is happening, when you're at a restaurant, you don't order your meal 7 times. I love that. That is perfect advice. I couldn't have said it better myself. It is like being in a restaurant. You place your order, like I'm gonna tonight, because this is the only place you can eat. Luckily, they have good food. So I'm like in the middle of nowhere. Seriously, Google it. I pointed the location on this video. And did someone ask me if I got a haircut? No, here's my hair. And seriously, look at the location of this. But seriously, you go into a restaurant and you look at a menu and you say, I want this. And sometimes you can make modifications. Like you'll say, I make modifications all the time because I'm really picky. So I'll say, I want a sandwich, but I don't want mayonnaise. And I want it on this kind of bread. And I'd rather have, extra jalapeno peppers. Maybe it doesn't come on the sandwich, but I've specifically created the sandwich. After I order it, I wait. But it's not like, I'm not like sitting there agonizing, oh my God, is it gonna actually come? I don't like go back into the kitchen and check and make sure they're actually doing it right. That would be horrible. They'd probably kick me out of the restaurant. Instead, I just sit there. Sometimes I check my emails on my phone. I do other stuff. I mean, you know what happens? They bring me my food. And it's perfect. If I kept ordering it, you know what would happen is they would constantly keep starting the order over again. I would never receive it, ever. It'd be like on this constant loop. So take that into consideration. If you are not getting the results that you want, you need to let go of this current moment and move ahead. A lot of you think that that is moving on. Create the change within yourself first. And that is the only way to make it happen. After 24 years of marriage, can my husband be happy with his mistress just because of children? He struggles financially and lies constantly. That sounds like a lot is going on there, and not much that I can address within the next minute, but I would say focus on the kind of relationship that you want. Focus on the ability to have that. Set your standards high. Realize that you're worth it. And move ahead. If a psychic, everyone keeps telling me X coming back, but dates keep getting back. I would listen to your own heart, what you believe is possible, what you believe is true. The reason why they're saying it's not happening is because they could believe it's true, but you're not. So if you don't believe it's true, then how's it going to happen? Nothing's written in stone. Maybe a psychic is picking up on energy of what is possible, but it's going to take you to actually cement it. Okay. Well, I am Veronica. If you want to attract a marriage and proposal, see yourself as that very thing. manifesting something is so much easier than you realize. Honestly, give yourself a test today. Decide to manifest something silly and say, I want to manifest this. Feel good about it. Go do something else. And I bet you anything, it'll pop off. So I do have to go. Tomorrow I am seeing Cotopaxi. That is a Crater Lake volcano. Driving there, fancy stick shift driving. Driving stick shift in the mountains of Ecuador is a lot different than driving stick shift anyplace else. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll try to be back tomorrow. Depends on my internet. I will be responding to some emails. I'll be available for full-on coaching starting January 5th. So I do thank you for your patience during this time. I was looking forward to this trip, and I'm excited to share these awesome locations with you and look forward to some GoPro footage, some awesome footage being way high up in the air, and me riding a bicycle. Wishing you all the best of success. Have a lovely rest of your day. See you later.